everybody, and welcome to Tuesday Sewing. So I just thought we'd do a little bit of slow stitch and chat today. And I remembered when we were doing the wraparound for my design team project for Tracie Fox, I couldn't recall what I'd done a wraparound before, and I thought it was one of the journals I'd sold. But anyway, I found it. Not that I'd lost it, it was packed with my other journals and things I'd made, but this was it. So this was a wraparound for this journal, which is sort of like a bit of a loose journal really. I velcroed the wraparound on it, and made up of two signatures to really house, I mean this is for me, but to house my different slow stitching, my different stitching projects, as well as a bit of collage, old papers, that sort of thing. So if you remember, those that have been here a while, and we first started off with these little squares for sewing. Want to know there's little butterflies there, not butterflies, dragonflies she sent me. This is what I was working on, different pieces to go in here. And so today, and then we went on to do the heartfelt thanks. So what I thought today, so I'm glad I found that. It was playing on my mind as to where I'd done a wraparound, and so there we are, that's it. So one of those pieces that was cutting up, made a start with different pieces, is this. And you know, really I'm wanting to get on and finish things, so I thought while we're having a bit of a slow stitch and chat today, we would do this. Now this is some really old hemp that I got off Rachel in one of the packs I bought, and I've got some old I think this was an old top of mine that's all been avocado dyed, and got some scratty lace, and as you know, I like little itty bitty things and scrappy doos, so right up my street, this one. So I thought, that's a nice colour, because it seems in the peaches. I'll just do some seed stitch. So I hope you're all well. I think my brain's with it a bit more today. I think I've taken some strong painkillers yesterday. Oh, you know, nothing went right. Nothing went right on that video. Even the camera. It does worry me. This camera is struggling. You know, it may be that, yeah, you know, it may be that I have to stop filming at some stage, because I can't get the capacity I want from my mobile phone. And a lot of people say that they do, you know, on their iPhones they do film, and but I mean, I haven't got an iPhone. The cameras we've looked at are just to get what we want out of it, and even like a GoPro is what a lot of vloggers and things use, are more expensive than we can afford at the moment. So it is hanging on with a wing and a prayer. You know, I keep saying, can't somebody like Canon or somebody get in touch with us and say, oh, we love you so much, you know, would you use our camera and trial it and see what you think? That would be ideal, wouldn't it? That's what, yes, that's what I'm putting out to the universe. So I'm just going to do a bit of seed stitching, and seed stitching is just going in random directions. But I find it very soothing. It's like doing French knots. I find that very, very soothing. it's not as pleasant today here. We haven't got, the sun was out first thing, but it seems to be disappearing now. I'm not really thinking about where I'm putting these, just randomly. That's the whole thing about seed stitch. Just in all different directions, all different sizes. That's the key to that. So I was pleased to show you my first design team project for being on the design team for Tracie Fox Creative. Very nice, I enjoyed that, a bit nerve-wracking. And this morning David and I have been planning December, and what I've got in mind for December dailies, or what we're going to do. And I will show you on Thursday Tracie's new kit, but a fantastic kit for printing, Christmas kit called Glad Tidings. It is lovely, really lovely, and I think she started using it, making some tags and things with it. And so I'm planning to do something with that kit and tie it in with sort of Vlogmas, December dailies, that sort of thing. So yeah, exciting really. So perhaps we'll talk a bit more about that when I show you the kit on Thursday, when we'll do a bit of journaling. I want to do some more stuff in my edgings journal, so having fun playing with different edgings, different ideas. And you know, I didn't do it for a couple of weeks whilst I was working on my design team project. Let me just take my beads off. They're getting a bit clitter-clatter. There we go. So I hope you're all well. I've not felt so good since I had my booster last Wednesday. I don't know. I feel like I've got flu without the flu. So yeah, I'm not going to moan, because as you know, I don't moan about illnesses and things like that. I went through a really self-doubting day yesterday. I was a nervous Nelly, isn't it, Rachel says, and a self-doubting day, and you know, beat myself with a big stick because I feel like my channel was really growing in the beginning, and it's really gone, it's slowed off now. Just keep having little flurries, and it's very difficult in this. And you know, you have a few funny comments, and if you're like me, that takes things to heart perhaps a bit too much, and worry about every little thing and if it's all right for people, and you know, and you start comparing yourself to other YouTubers that are doing better than you, or perceived to be doing better than you, and then self-doubt takes over. And yeah, so yesterday I had a wobble, and David's the sensible one then, talk things in a more sensible point of view. But it's hard, you know, people don't always realise I want to do this. I mean, when we're having so many lockdowns, it was really a place for everybody to gather, and a bit of support for each other, and that was really nice. But at the end of the day, you know, there has to be some way of us, you know, keeping content going need, you know, we do need the support to keep the content going. And the shop suddenly stopped. I just can't understand it. So go and take a look if there's anything you'd like to get from there. Even, I mean, I'm thinking I've got my design team project that I was going to list, and I'm thinking that won't do my my self-doubting self any good if I put that in and nobody's interested, because, you know, my journals have sold. I've been really lucky. I've had a lot of support from you guys, and now everything's stopped, come to a standstill. It's costed us more to keep the shop going than what we're selling. And you know, and that what we have been selling in the shop as buys the new supplies to keep bringing you these videos. So anyway, enough of that. I was just really what did they say, that book, George Orwell, down and out in London and Paris. Well, I was down and out in Yorkshire and Scarborough. So yes, please do take a look at the shop. There's some you know, there's some slashed prices on some of my journals, and the algorithms being it's all happened since somebody bought a journal, and then instead of there was something about it, they thought it was going to be a different type of journal, and they didn't get in touch with me and say, oh, can I just ask you this, or this wasn't quite what I was expecting, and giving me a chance to rectify it. I just got a 3-star review on the shop, and that then affects how your shop is shared. How your shop is shared and how many people can see your shop. And I did contact this lady. I sent her a brand new journal free of charge. Because I was really upset about it, because, you know, I just want everybody to be happy with everything. And fair enough, I don't expect people to not contact me if they're not. But this lady has rectified. Now I sent her the new free journal how she wanted it. Has rectified her review, but the damage is done. And people don't always realise it wasn't a nasty comment or whatever, but it just wasn't the sort of journal that she thought she'd bought. But everybody's, you know, to own individual taste, etc., isn't it? And, you know, she'd have contacted me. I would have still sent her this free journal, and you know, or things to add to the journal that she thought would be in it. And you can't do any more than that then as a seller, can you? But yeah, once people have lowered the star rating on your shop, it's practically closed hours. Anyway, you haven't come here. You've got enough troubles of your own. You haven't come here to listen to me. There's not much else happened, really. We had a lovely walk on the beach at the weekend. It wasn't too busy with day trippers and what have you, so we did have a nice walk on the beach. And had a bit of a sort out. We've got loads of what we've been planning all summer was, you know, David's photos that he puts in while we go away and get our bits that we need for sewing some weeks. and he puts all his own photography in. Well, you know, people were interested in it, and we've bought cards and envelopes to turn them into note sets with all David's. So let me know if you would be interested in that. People said they would be interested. We're a bit loath to put them in the shop because of this problem I've just been talking about. You know, because they are quite expensive for us to produce. They are on photographic paper, proper photographic card, and we've got some Christmas cards from his Sherwood Forest Christmas in Sherwood Forest digital set. And so let us know if that's something you would like. I'm not going to pay to have it put in the shop if people have changed their mind now. Nelson seems to be rather quiet at the moment, bless him. No postie coming round. Oh, sun's coming out again now. So I'm enjoying this. I love doing seed stitch. It's just something, you know, you can just do it and chat, and it always has a good impact. You can turn your fabric round so that you can, it sort of makes you go in different directions. I've split the cotton down. This is the cotton that I got, the stranded cotton that I got from eBay, and I think it's fine. You know, it's I wouldn't use it if I was doing an exam in embroidery. But you know, for our journals and things like that, it's quite good quality. I've been quite impressed with it, and I think it's a good alternative for people to have a go. You know, to have a go at a bit of slow stitching, and because it's all about the mindfulness, sitting down and getting rid of all your things that are on your mind for the day, and having a bit of me time, because we're not very good at that sort of thing, are we? Especially the British. I don't know, the British are rubbish at it. I don't know if you guys overseas are the same. All work and no play. What do they say? Makes Jack a dull boy. But we're getting the playing in now, aren't we? You've got to get to retirement. Start having that bit of play. There's just something soothing about doing this. It's a nice colour, this as well. Nice. It's showing up on camera, a lovely coral. The journal with the edgings, I'm looking forward to doing a bit more on that. The cover's done. The cover is finished. So I'll have to get my thinking cap on and think about what projects we can be doing for Tuesday sewing. If you've got any suggestions, write in the comments down below any suggestions what you fancy me covering for Tuesday sewing. I mean, you know, sometimes I do machine things, machine embroidery things. So let me know if you've got any ideas. Still sending lots of love to you, Lynn, and your husband. I could sit doing this for hours, you know. I find this more relaxing than just doing, you know, plain Canthor stitching, which is the straight stitch, but you go up and down in different direction, up and down across your fabrics, which is the Indian way. It's like an Indian tacking stitch really, that they used to tack their fabric quilts together or whatever to mend them. So yeah, just effective. I've got to be a bit careful at the minute. The old wrist, it's this gripping movement that causes all the trouble in here. This copper glove, well, I've got a set, but this hand's okay at the minute, but yeah, is helping actually. It's quite good. I need to get a little frame that just sits on my desk. That, you see, the problem is when you do improvisational stitching or small pieces like this, rather than, you know, a big embroidery piece, there's not enough fabric to stretch across a frame. You can put them in the smaller frames, but to me that defeats the object because you're still holding it in your hand. You know, you still got that gripper movement. So yeah, we'll have to see. I think perhaps just limit what I do at any one time and have a rest in between. Now that's lovely. Now I'm wondering if I want to do like a bit of an ombre to shade it down there. So what else have I got? Let's have a look here. I've got something now that's lighter. That's more pink. I think that's that colour. That's very orange. That's very red. So we could do red down at the bottom. We'll do this one next, I think. Let me get me. Oh, I'll have to cut it with ease. I shouldn't do really the embroidery slippers. My embroidery snippers. Oh dear. Yeah. That one and then go into that one. Yeah, we'll do that. That's good. Just to give it a bit of a... Oh, I've got 2 stickers on that. Bit of a change. Let's split them off. There we go. So I hope you're all well. Can't believe that it's November. It's my sister's birthday. I mean, it's Armistice week. And Armistice Day on the 11th of November, which is Thursday, and it's my sister's birthday. And David's stepmom's birthday as well. And then on the weekend we have a big, over here in the UK, they do usually like a theatre type production on television in the evening, with all the forces, the armed forces involved, with the armed force bands and gymnastic teams and various things. And they have like and parades and all things going on to celebrate really and recognise everything that our armed forces do. And then Sunday, the nearest to the 11th of November, then we have the Remembrance Day parade, the nearest Sunday, and there is a parade with the Horse Guards in London. That parades, and the Queen's there and usual dignitaries. I don't know if she's going to be well enough. She's not so well, our Queenie, at the minute. I know she's been having a rest from duties, and I know she's not attending the Saturday night events, which normally she likes to. But usually on the Sunday at the Cenotaph in London, they all lay wreaths of poppies. And it's remembrance of not only those who died in the First and Second World Wars, even in modern combat. You know, there's a lot of military personnel lose their lives helping out overseas. And whether we agree with why they're there or not is irrelevant as far as I see. That we should be supporting them and show our support. And give thanks that they are prepared to work for our safety. And you know, that's not a political thing, that's, we're grateful. And also, you know, I'm grateful for my grandfathers were both in the war, the world wars. So, you know, I think in the Second World War, my dad's 85 now, I think he was about 8. Well, I mean, it was more than that, wasn't he? Because it wasn't just lasting a year, but that sort of age, he was a young boy. So, yes, that's nice. It's usually a really nice service. They often have a lovely Remembrance Day service in Westminster Abbey. Sure, it's Westminster Abbey where they normally do it. And obviously in churches all over. All over the UK. And it's sort of a time of year, isn't it, for Diwali, Festival of Lights, that sort of thing, Hanukkah. So all different religions to pay respects to our armed forces. I like reading books from that period, reading novels, and all about the land girls and the radio operators. And there's one book at the minute I've got, The Radio Girls. I can't think who it's by. And because all the radio operations took place at Bletchley Park in Oxford. I think it's classed as Oxfordshire. It might just be on the edge of Oxfordshire. You know, when all the messages used to come through to there. So that's an interesting aspect of it all. So that's what's coming up this weekend. It'll be nice to... I need to get my poppy out. I made a lovely... I made everybody, my mum and dad, my sister, David and I, a few years ago, a lovely poppy, handmade. But then I put money into the thing, you know, into the collection boxes. Because if you don't buy the paper ones, you know, I still put some money into the collection box for wearing handmade ones, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? To help the funds for injured personnel now. We had the poor Nelson's is suffered for the bonfire night, for the Guy Fawkes night and all the fireworks and bangs. Oh goodness me, we've been having to give him pets do not like this time of year for that. We had Classic FM on Friday, Saturday night. They'd put special calming music for pets on. Oh, but he gets in a state. He's had to have some herbal calming drops, and then we have to put him in his cage, in his bed cage, because he's just so frightened. But there seemed to be a lot more firework bonfire parties going off round here than of recent years. We used to love it when we were kids. We used to make a Guy Fawkes from old stuff. And toffee apples. We had my mum always made toffee apples, and we had big jacket potatoes, stood around the bonfire with our jacket potatoes. It was good fun. So that's the end of this little second bit of my thread. I think that's coming along nicely. You can definitely see the difference on that. Anyway guys, I'm going to call it a day there. I daren't push this camera too far. I think we've been going about half an hour now. I daren't because I thought it had gone for good yesterday. So we keep blowing on it and hoping for the best. So thank you for joining me. Hope you've got a little bit of slow stitching in today. And I will see you on Thursday. I'm looking forward to that. That will be exciting. We're going to do more fun things, making edges for my edges journal. So take care all of you. Bye for now.